music is that? Is that you guys' music? Oh, okay. It's like, that'll wake you up.
Ready to go, Michael?
Ready to go when you are.
We're ready.
You are. Happy February 25th.
All right. Welcome everybody to the State of the Company Sales Rally. Wanted to put on a little AC/DC. That's Gary Keller's stage music when he walks on at family reunions. That's why I want to do that. Wake you up, get the energy up, and let's have a good sales rally.
Amen.
Who's excited? Okay, Maria is me, Maria, Ryan, and Luke.
I am too.
Make me look stupid. Appreciate that. And by the way, the kind of theme for today, the state of the company, some of the things we're sharing was actually generated through our ALC meetings. Our ALC kind of came together and said it'd be great if we put this kind of thing out there. So ALC is a very active part of this meeting, so we appreciate those agent leaders that constantly give us feedback in ways we could do things to the next level. So I'm looking forward to it. Courtney Orlando, you have a live mic. Be careful. Be careful.
All right. I wanted to kind of get started with family reunion. Anybody have some key takeaways they wanted to share? I'd like to get 3 before we move on.
And not all at once, because we don't want you like stepping over each other and talking on top of each other. So you can just do one at a time. Take your time. Let's go first.
Well, what did we think of virtual family reunion? Good. Sally said good. Come on, Sally, you're not shy. Give me a takeaway.
I really liked it being, last year was my first family reunion that I attended. Just celebrating my 2-year anniversary a couple days ago.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I really did, quite frankly, enjoy this family reunion. The other one was very frenetic. My little partner that I was with was violently ill, probably with COVID, and trying to give it to me. Thanks, Mitch, last time. But I did enjoy it. And this time I honored myself by tapping into the classes at least 100% in the morning, which I wasn't able to do in August. So there were a lot of good takeaways, just a lot. And the statistics about, watching, that our sales volumes and our efforts out there, exceed the competition was heartening.
Thanks, Sally. Anybody else? Debbie, go ahead.
I have to tell you the most exciting part of the week was when I got to see Mo, and she said that she beat COVID and she started off her appreciation. I just love her, and it was just so touching to see her again.
I think that was great too. I almost got teared up when I watched that.
I did get teared up, and she looked fabulous.
So we've heard from our broker and our assistant MCA. I'd love some house from some agents that attended some sessions. And while you're thinking, I'll share one while you're thinking and preparing. And I hate to call on people, but I'm about to call on you, and I'll probably call an ALC member. Sometimes we question if our technology is going in the right direction. While we still have a lot of room to grow, the fact that we were able to actually still put family reunion on, with the weather going on down there, the power outages, the issues they were having with the hotel. I'm not sure if you guys all saw my message, but with the ice, the hotel everyone was staying at for this event was running out of food and having power issues and challenges. So the fact that we were able to still put it on was a testament to the fact that we do know something about technology. So that was impressive considering everything they were going through.
Yeah, and it was great to hear too that Keller Williams is going to be focusing on stabilizing the command platform. So they're going to slow down a little bit with the unveils of new technology and make sure everything's working really well for us. I love command, so I'm really excited for it to work better.
And I'm going to talk more about that in my section. I'll be sharing with you some more insight as to exactly what's going on there and why. Mm-hmm. Love that, Jill. Thank you.
Michael, I would add to it that the production value is of such quality. You watch some of these streaming services or even broadcast television, like the Tonight Show or the late night type of shows. You can barely hear their microphones are muffled. The quality of the visual sometimes of some of these high-end broadcasts are terrible. Gary Keller's people just do such a beautiful job with the production. And the fact that it's all recorded and we can go back to it just blows my mind.
Yeah. And that's the best part, because I mean, you look down taking a note at the regular family reunion and you miss what they said next. So be able to go and watch segments and do it again is great.
Thanks,
Also
everyone.
said, with the pandemic, one of the big trends, of course, were the 3D video tours. And that is a trend they expect to stay post-pandemic. So they highly encourage people to continue putting that in their listing presentations. That should be a selling point.
Nice, thank you, Joe. And you know what was cool? There were some family reunions in the past where people either got snowed trying to leave, or on the way back, they got snow issues and got rerouted to different states. I've heard nobody that had any issue with air travel at this family reunion. So that is a very big plus. Yeah, that's a joke. And some of you will get it later on today, and then you'll start laughing and wonder why.
That was a dad joke. All right. Moving on, let's talk leadership. Michael, you want to talk about some of the leadership changes?
Yeah, so let's talk about what's happening here. And I was hoping to get a response back to a text I sent. So I'm going to go with my assumption. So obviously there were some changes. You all saw Josh Team step down in parted ways. And some people have asked me this week, well, why? And my answer to that is command running at the level Gary Keller wanted to run 5 years into it? And the answer to that is no. And I've been on a lot of calls the last few months where I've been hearing Gary be very critical about where things stand. And to Jill's comment, Gary told us over the last few weeks that we're going to slow things way down. Instead of doing 100 releases a week on new things, we're going to probably do 2 to 3 releases a month. His goal by the end of this year is to find 5 things that people can hang their hat on, work better than anything else in the industry, kind of a best in class. And then next year we'll find another couple of things that are best in the industry, best of class. So, you know, Gary's changing the approach and bringing in someone new. Chris Cox is interesting. Chris Cox has been working with our new CEO, whose name I keep blanking on. Help me out here.
Carl Liebert.
Carl Liebert. He's been working with Carl for the last 10 years. And actually, Chris Cox was brought in as a consultant in order to do a deep dive into our technology and really found some things that aren't working right in our technology. And so because he was able to find the mistakes is why he's been appointed head of technology. So all of these roles, when you see head of is going to be working for KWX. So Chris Cox is the head of technology under our holding company. Jason Abrams is head of industry under the holding company. Matt Green is the head of agent growth and experience. So Matt Green's role, which is very important, is Matt Green has been in your shoes. He's been an agent. He's been in Ryan's shoes as a team leader. He's been in my shoes as an OP, as a regional director. So anything that's being produced from Chris Cox's technology group has to clear Matt's desk in order to get released. And Matt, the question Matt's going to ask on everything he touches is this what we promised to deliver to our franchises? Is this what we promised to deliver for our agents? And until he can say yes to those answers, it's not going to be cleared for release. So the cool thing, and I've had lots of conversations with leadership the last week, is this is the most excited our leadership has ever been for people that have been promoted to new positions. Because again, with Matt Green and Mark King specifically, we've got 2 people there that are that have walked in your shoes. They have worked from agents all the way on up to president of the company. So that it's an exciting time.
Can I just add, nothing shows the KW opportunity path better than Mark King and Matt Green. Like Michael said, starting as agents, and then, hey, you get to be the president of KWRI. So it's limitless. This company is limitless.
Yep. So there has been talk. I like to, be transparent. There's been some talk this week with all of our social equity initiative, why there was not someone promoted that is of color. And my response to that from people that have asked has been, Mark and Matt specifically have been grooming for these roles for the last 10, 12 years. These guys don't just come up out of the blue. It's not, 6 months, go for it. These guys have been proving themselves for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, which is what earned them the opportunity. There's some people, I'll use Bowman Kitty, Kimber McKitty, John Clyde. They're the ones that once they show they can make the social equity initiative work and implement a new aspect of the company, they'll be our future leaders when it comes to filling these seats. But, Gary's not going to just put someone in the seat for the sake of putting someone in the seat. He's got to test them for years before he feels comfortable putting them in the seat. The other thing we're hearing is, where are women here? And that's something that, we've been talking about at our level as well. There's a number of female vice presidents with KWRI, but, we're expecting to see some more announcements in the coming weeks and months of leaders being promoted female. Because, in the past, it was always great when you had Gary Keller and Mo Anderson. And then you had Mark Willis and Mary Tennant. So there was always really nice balance there. And the reason I'm sharing this stuff with you is when it comes to women in leadership as well as minorities in leadership, this is a topic we're talking about. It's part of what we'll be talking about forever moving forward. And I can't talk about these promotions without making sure I comment on those two items. Any thoughts, comments, questions on that? All right.
All right. So Michael's got his slides coming up. Go ahead.
So just a couple of things here. Number one, Zillow. Adrian Francis, if you're here, you kind of prompted me to put this slide up there. There's obviously some things you're hearing about Zillow. Obviously, they're a real estate broker. I'm seeing all across the country, I'm seeing posts. I've gotten 4 today so far, where Zillow has emailed a new listing on the market and said, hey, this is what we could do for you. Crazy, because as we all know, Sally Smith, right? It's a violation of MLS rules. It's an ethics question. It is a question of tortious interference. So if I can't do anything about what they're doing in Oregon, but if one of your clients gets an email from Zillow soliciting their business, please let me know. We will file all the complaints we have the right to follow with our board of realtors, because they're a real estate company now. They're not just a technology company, and they've got to play by the same rules as us. So if you hear them doing that or see them doing that, please let us know so we can address it swiftly and quickly. Because that's just not the way we play. Any questions on Zillow?
I do.
Yeah.
If they're, and this just may be a dumb question, but if they're a brokerage at this point, they're basically our competitor. So how does that work now with agents buying into and them taking photos that we've paid for and putting it on, quote unquote, their own site?
Well, first of all, they have the ability to put it on their own site through IDX rules.
Right.
No different than Caldwell Banker and Weicker and all of those things. Agents paying them still, that's up to the agent. I mean, would you pay Caldwell Banker to list your?
Well, yeah.
So right now they're living in 2 worlds. They're a broker, but they're also a lead aggregator. So at some point they're going to stop selling the leads because they're not going to need to sell leads anymore, because they're going to funnel them to their own people.
So, but because now they're a brokerage, they're also allowed to keep all the homes that are not for sale on their site as well, with all of those pictures. Like, for example, my own personal home is still up on Zillow with pictures.
Yeah. So again, if you close that out, in the MLS, now a lot of people go and take the pictures out before you close it out in order to minimize the pictures that are out there. But if you close it out there, they do have the ability, because they subscribe as an IDX for active under contract sold.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
So those are my quick answers. And people have asked, are we concerned about Zillow? There's 2 things. There's technology and there's people, agents. And I've got faith that our technology will catch up to Zillow a lot faster than Zillow will catch up to our 170,000 agent population. The odds of them being able to go to that size is likely not going to happen. And the next slide is kind of important, because this year we hit 10% market share. The first real estate company that ever hit 10% market share. Our quest and our goal is to hit 15%. Once we hit 15%, we are 100% Zillow proof. 100% Zillow proof. So, that's how we'll continue to grow, continue to recruit, continue to develop agents' business. Because the quest for security is 15%, and we've got to get there before Zillow gets a large agent population network. And again, in this article, it also talked about Gary slowing down the technology to make sure every piece of technology is working at a high level before we roll out the next piece. Exclusives, this is something that's becoming more and more of a conversation. Actually, Adrian, I think this was the article you sent me this morning. Exclusives, now is the great market to take an exclusive. It's a great market to take an exclusive. I read an article that Adrian sent me, how Compass is doing this as kind of an automatic. They're promoting exclusives on their website and encouraging their agents, and other companies with yellow signs, I'm not going to say who in the past, have rewarded their agents for exclusive listings and said, hey, if you take an exclusive, we'll give you extra postcard mailings. here's the thing with exclusives. As a brokerage, we can't do exclusives as standard operating procedure. We can't do it each and every time. We can do it as long as it makes sense for the seller, and the seller is explained very clearly and signs a waiver of broker cooperation, the purpose of exclusive listings. So now is a great time to take exclusive listings, but it's not going to be something we do each and every time. If the seller is concerned about the number of people through the house, the flow through the house, having 20 showings at the open house, then exclusive might be a good route. And if you do take an exclusive, then that may be an opportunity for you to share it, within the office. There might be a seller that says, hey, would you take a lower commission? Now keep in mind, guys, whatever commission, you can take whatever commission you want. 4, 4.5, 5, it's your choice, regardless of what commission you take. We're always going to offer out 2.5%, so we're not considered a discount broker. So with that, a seller might say, hey, will you take a lower commission? And an exclusive might be a good opportunity for that as well. Sure, I will for the first 2 weeks, as long as you do it as an exclusive listing. But once I go to the MLS, then we'll need to move it to the full commission rate. So again, that could be a way to get in the door with a different commission rate, knowing that when you go to the MLS, you'll still have to increase it. Any questions on exclusives? So what other slides do we have? And make sure I talk about some of that multi-year trend stuff before we move on from these slides too, Ryan.
Okay.
I thought these slides, I want to kind of share this with you. These are brand comparison slides. So you guys are very used to hearing us talk about where we are in the market. We're the #1 office in Somerset County. We're the #6 office in the entire MLS. But these are brands. This is all of Coldwell Banker versus all of Keller Williams versus all of Weichert versus all of Remax. So how long has Coldwell Banker been in this area? Anyone have an idea of the number of years?
20?
20, 40, 50, probably 40, 50. Weichert was 68, 69. So Weichert's about 50 years in the area. Coldwell Banker is in that same ballpark. I mean, I think they're actually more like 80 or 90 years in the area. Remax has been about 40 years, 35, 40 years in the area. We've been growing in the area for about 10, 12 years now. So when you look at us in 10 years versus how long everyone else has been here, we're neck and neck with Coldwell Banker. We may actually surpass Coldwell Banker this year to be the #1 brand in the MLS. So again, we're #1 in our market areas. But in just a few short years, we've surpassed Remax, we've surpassed Weichert, and we're going head to head with Coldwell Banker. Yes, Sarah?
One question, Michael. I love seeing these statistics, but as we all know, Weichert has a lot of offices, so does Coldwell Banker. And when I look at these charts, it's hard for me to understand how many agents are sitting behind those numbers versus I know the number of agents sitting behind ours. Is there any way for us to have a deeper understanding of what the poll is to know which offices were polled to create this?
It's like you're looking at my script here, Sally. Go on to the next slide, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
So this is kind of a little harder to see, but on yours, you'll be able to see it. Can you zoom in at all there, Ryan?
No.
No, okay. Let me go to mine. So on this, I have number of offices. So we can also show this as number of agents. Let me just pull up what I have.
I'd love it. I'd love it as number of agents because it speaks to a whole nother level of detail.
Yep. So quickly, let me just pull up broker metrics here. Here we go. So on this one, nope. I will get it for you. I believe on this, Coldwell Banker was about 60, 68, 69 versus R35 versus Remax is 138 versus Weichert 79. So when you look at those top 4, we have considerably less offices. However, the agent counts are pretty equal. I believe Coldwell Banker's at about 1,900 agents to our 1,750. To Weichert's about 1,700. So the agent count's pretty even, but the office count is very different. I've also done graphs in the past where we've done productivity per agent and productivity per office, and we're typically the highest in both productivity per agent and productivity per office. And if you think that will help you out there with getting more business, I'm happy to update those charts and put those.
I'm kind of dovetailing, Michael, to what was said in Family Reunion. In the Bright territory, that 44% of the closings were done by Keller Williams agents, those listings that were closed, yet, and they did it 2 days fast, was it 2 days faster or whatever the case may be? I mean, that's a powerful statistic, but I can't use it where I live. So I'm trying to come up with something else that I can use where I live. where I
Yep.
do my business.
I got you. I'm actually just pulled it up again. So, why did it come up? Oh, almost. I'm going to give you just the agent count and the office count right now real quick, and then we'll move on and we'll make sure we get this information out to you for you to use. So when you look at these numbers, we're 30, just us versus Caldwell Banker. We're 35 offices, they're 63. We're 1939 agents, they're 1944. So it's a difference of 5 agent count between the two, compared to Weicker, Remax at 128 and 1,680 agents. So I'll get you some of those stats so that way you can use them how you see that. Sound good? Again, this one's cool. You know, who here does luxury marketing? Here does luxury business. This is a slide you're going to want to use. Again, this is all the brands in all of the MLS. We sell more volume in luxury listings than any other brokerage. So people might be talking about Turpin. Look at Turpin versus Keller Williams. Look at Prominent versus Keller Williams. You know, look at Compass versus Keller Williams. So when you're looking at these are great graphs to have if you're at a luxury listing. And you might have noticed we've started a new rebrand of luxury. Have people on the call, you may have gotten an introduction and an invite to luxury. Luxury is no longer a paid program. As long as you've sold 2 in the last 2 years in the luxury market, you're already allowed to be a luxury agent. And right now, from the early numbers we see, we're actually the #1 luxury broker in the country. So we're doing more of that and giving you more tools for free in order to help you build that luxury brand for yourself. Jill.
I caught the tail end of the KW luxury guys speaking, and he was saying something, each market is different with
Yep.
what they consider luxury. So in our market, what do you have to hit to be considered luxury?
It's 800,000 on the Command Market Center.
Is it 800,000? Are you sure about that? Yeah. So I will verify that, but that sounds right for Somerset County. So each county is different. So we went through every county in our area and said, hey, what is the average price point? What is the top 10%? So it was actually the floor of the top 10% is what they have sold, is what they consider luxury. So I believe Somerset County, Ryan's right, anything 800,000 plus is Somerset County. So on this graph, we actually used 800,000 plus as the luxury setting.
So if we could have the stats for Morris, Hunterdon, and the surrounding counties, that would be great. So we would all know what the threshold is.
I will put them in the chat box before the end of the call.
Okay. Michael, anything else you wanted to add? Or?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of things I wanted to just touch on real quick as we talk about the year. You know, we had a real interesting year, you know, especially with COVID and some of the things we did economically to be able to prepare for COVID. And we had a couple of months in the early part of the year where profit sharing was pretty low. However, we had a couple of months at the end of the year that profit share was absolutely, you know, off the charts compared to previous years. So just to give you a picture of that, if you look, you know, back in February, March, April, profit share was much lower than last year, you know, to the tune of, you know, down 60, 70%. But when we got into August, we were up 50%. You know, October, we were up, you know, 25%. November, we were up 200%. And, you know, as we're starting this year, January was actually our best profit sharing January in the history of the company. It was almost double what it was last January, which was our previous record. And we're expecting to see some of those same numbers in the coming months. So when we look at profit share last year, profit share ended almost even. We were 339 the year before. We were 322 last year. So in spite of everything that happened, our profit share numbers were still solid. In spite of everything that occurred, our closed units was still up 39%. Up 21% last year. Our closed volume was up 14%. So in the year we were still able to keep business moving and support you and keeping business moving and ending a very strong year. And we're looking forward to have a similar year this year. Our biggest challenge this year is going to be what? Listings. Our biggest challenge this year is going to be inventory. You know, we're in that market right now. Demand is outperforming supply by about 60%. By 60%, that's the gap between supply and demand. The listing inventory is the lowest we've ever seen. We're averaging 3 weeks to 1 month in most of our markets. So this inventory is going to be the name of the game. We're going to have a March Madness contest, which Ryan's going to be going through in a little bit. in order to help kind of get some excitement, get some energy behind listings. Back to
And
you.
then Michael, do you want to add anything about the Warren Business Center?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh no, Jim is skiing today. Jim Longo is skiing today. For those folks that have joined and been talking, we are opening. We'll call it like a convenience center, a business center. We're not going to have admin there, but we will have a conference room, workspaces, copier. We're right now negotiating a space about 1,500 square feet, right in the main drag. I think it's Mount Horeb there, and we're currently negotiating that, hoping to be in come April, May. So we'll have a little location, so whether you're meeting a customer over there or you live on that side and you want to go in, make a copy, work for a few hours, you'll have the ability to work out of a Warren location that will hopefully be open for summer. Any questions on anything I talked about?
Michael?
Yeah.
In that 1,500 square feet, how many offices will be available to?
Yeah, we're right now, in this particular space, we're probably looking at cubicles more than offices. We'll have 6 to 8 of those L-shaped cubicles that you see in the center area of Basking Ridge.
Mhm.
Because in that space, there's really not enough space to build out physical offices. So it's going to probably be, workstations.
Okay.
Again, if this space works out, if it doesn't, then we can look at a different space that might have offices later. And if we find people using it and more people joining because of it, we can always expand. So we were actually looking to buy a building over there, but there's been nothing available to buy. So we've kind of decided to rent for the short term until we see something that opens up that makes good sense as an investment. We're in that right now. We're looking at perhaps 6 to 8 cubicle workstations. Again, with the L shape, the bigger ones, to give you workspace. Any other questions about anything I talked about? Right, back to you, Ryan.
All right. So I kind of want to go over 2020 real quick. We added 52 new agents to our roster. You guys closed almost 1,000 units in 2020 during a pandemic. It was the most we've ever closed here at KW Town Square. You raised your average sales price from $486 to $511. You raised $15,000 for Somerset County Food Pantry on Red Day in a matter of a few days. And you donated almost $6,500 to KW Cares. Well, what's my point about all this? Every one of those stats to me is how are we changing people's lives? To me, when agents join the office, how can we change their life? How can they make more money, do more business? How can we make their life better? When we're selling homes, what's that stat, Michael? Every time a home sells, how many people get employed?
300 is the stat.
300.
300.
So you're talking about almost 1,000 units. That's 300,000 jobs you helped create. Raising your average sale price, getting your sellers more money for their home, and we always give back. So I just wanted to say that thank you for a great 2020, and I'm so excited for 2021. In meeting with the ALCs, we have a pretty lofty goal for Red Day this year. We're looking to double and raise 30,000. And for KW Cares, we'd like to more than double our donation there as well and bring that up to 15,000. So that's my overview for 2020. And then I just wanted to bring up my aha. This was a slide. We sent it out for you to share on social media as well. According to Bright MLS about KW listings, get 44% more showings on average. And then when they were discussing this, the question was, well, are their homes on the market longer, and is that why they get more showings? The answer is no. KW listings, according to Bright, spend 2 less days on the market. So this is a slide I would definitely add into your listing presentations, and just note it came from Bright MLS. Even if it might not be area specific, it's a good stat to bring up. It's a good conversation point. So now we're going to hear from our managing broker, Sally Smith. You're muted. Quote of the year.
Whew, yeah, that's hard, right? Okay, so today I thought I'd just run very quickly. No detail, just tip of the waves, things you need to know. Fair housing. Everybody knows that Article 10 of the Code of Ethics has been enhanced to include sexual orientation and gender identity. I want you to all be sensitive to that. I also want you to know that there's this really great thing that I'm going to do. It's the Fair Haven Fair Housing simulation that the NAR offers. You sign on, you get credit for it, all kinds of wonderful things. I'll take it. I'll give a report out about it, what I think about it, but I can't wait because the idea behind the simulator is back in November, they launched a fair housing simulation training for the use and power via storytelling to help members identify, prevent, and address discriminatory practices in real estate. And you walk in the shoes of the homeowner. facing discrimination. I believe there's some real-time things that you need to do, making decisions as to, quality decisions as to how you determine what you do next. So it sounds kind of exciting, kind of fun. I like games, so I'm going in and I'm going to try it. Agency, CIS, CIS, CIS. I know you thought real estate was location, 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 but according to your broker, it's CIS, 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 and that should be the 101 practice for all. I'm finding that we are getting more and more questions and inquiries regarding procuring cause. And some of you who have been in the business longer or who have experienced great levels of success, you may have dropped this from your repertoire of something that's critically important. It is. I don't want you to end up, with coming to me with a bunch of tears because you didn't have the document in place. So please put it back in your repertoire and be very sensitive to it. The first time you have a conversation, you need to use it. Disclosed dual agency. All I'm going to say on this one is, don't think that you have a contract with a FSBO by signing a purchase agreement and putting the commission on it. I'll leave it at that. Come to my broker's class. You understand why I bring that up. Advertising. Mary Kano just sent something out. I think it was yesterday from the North Central Jersey Association of Realtors. She's the CEO. She talked a little bit about open listings. I'm not going to harp on open listings, but I am going to harp on the following. You cannot advertise a property without a listing agreement. It is fraud. Okay. We're a number one. We have a lot of number one agents in our office, number one for where they work, because we're a fantastic office. I want you to be extremely sensitive to how you do your advertising, whether that be social media, print advertising, whatever it is you are doing. Statistics can be derived in many ways. We all know that. You can use them to your advantage. You can use them to you can do a lot of things with them. You can twist them, you can bend them. But the one thing we should drop from what we're doing is anything relating to number one, and we need to back it up with those statistics. I don't want to be dealing with ethics complaints on something where you're just trying to gather business, okay? Photos, they must be yours. The MLS is giving you a great new opportunity when you close out a listing as a listing agent to leave just one photo on and delete all the others or leave them all on. My personal practice is, unless my client wants them removed, I'm leaving them on for comp purposes because I rely on those photos as an agent personally. So it matters to me. So my personal policy is I'm leaving mine on unless there's a specific reason I can't. I hope that you endorse that policy to help me out when I'm doing my comps. But enough said on that. And then I was at the board with the grievance, and people were complaining that people were taking people's photographs and enhancing them. It's happened to me personally, where somebody took my photos and then they doctored them up with virtual staging, and that's not okay. Not okay. Not okay. Last and not least, brokerage name, agent name, advertising. You must make the brokerage more prominent, and most importantly, on social media. So in line with that, Ryan, I may be, taking a piece that you won't have to take care of now, but Bev sent out an email to us asking that we announce that there's a social media course taking place on Monday. It is 3 CEU core credits. It's only $10. There is availability. I think, Ryan, you'll take care of getting that out to everybody so that they know they should sign up. So listen, you need to get your CEUs done by April 30th, or it's a $200 fine, folks. Thanks.
Thanks, Sally. All right, up next, let's hear from our MCA office.
Hello, everybody. So Debbie stepped outside, but I'm going to guys tell you to piggy off of Ryan. She's told us what a great 2020 we've had. I'm going to talk about January 2021. $18,000, actually over $18,000 distributed to all of you in profit share. All of you that have helped the company grow by bringing on productive agents to all of us. So we're really celebrating that. Also, for February, we've had the best February ever in company dollars so far. Over $100,000 collected so far, and the month is not over. So we're really en route to probably having a really good profit share month as well. So we're very, very excited. The loops have never looked better. Debbie has been telling me, so we're very happy and very proud of all of you guys. But please just remember to always submit your green sheets 48 hours after attorney review. The quicker it goes into compliance, the quicker we can catch any mistakes and help everybody get paid as soon as possible. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Rafaela. Thanks, Deb.
Deb is somewhere.
All right, let's hear from our Director of Agent Services, Sam Hansen, in the sharp red jacket today.
Thank you. Back by popular demand. Although I caught a glimpse of Mitch, I think we're kind of like the reverse color coordinated here. I'll be super quick with mine. I just wanted to say, you know, a lot of you have been reaching out with command questions, which is great, especially after family reunion. You know, to Michael's point, and you know, that's kind of the takeaway that I took from it. This is the year of stability. So, you know, come to me with your questions. A lot of you have. Let's work through them. Let's get you to where you need to be and, you know, what you want to achieve. Also tune into my command classes every Thursday. I know we usually have that and Nick Baldwin, so you're probably a little overwhelmed, but it's really good stuff. And yeah, if there's anything else that you guys need, you know, just reach out and holler. I am home right now, but I will be back very shortly. So.
Thanks, Sam. All right, Mitch Ross, our tech ambassador.
Well, like Sam, I'm here for you as well. If you have questions or you want to learn any of the technology, which we're touting because it works, and that's what you need to make your lives easier. Tomorrow was supposed to be an RPR course, but as of yesterday, RPR has completely changed their platform. So I have to learn it before I can teach it. I don't want to stumble as I do that. So we're going to reschedule that. Keep an eye on the training calendar. There's always plenty of technology stuff there for you, and we're all here for you. Sam is the guy, but I'm happy to back him up.
Thanks, Mitch. Ryan Van Hara, our coach. Where are you, buddy?
Right over here.
All right.
So I'll keep it kind of short, but I am ecstatic to be able to talk about the new coaching program that we have developed. We stole the name from Ryan McNish as far as the Rising Stars, so I apologize for that. However, we are basically providing now a launch phase as well as a performance phase, so that way we can really help those across a full spectrum, whether you're a new agent coming on, or if you're somebody that's maybe done a couple of transactions and looking to really grow their business as we go into 2021. And also for those that are maybe struggling to generate some production, we're also there to design, and it's designed for that. So I can't say enough about it. It's a fantastic program. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to be able to talk to you about it.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, word from one of our mortgage partners, Shane Force.
Hey guys, just wanted to, that's the quickest I've ever gotten from Woodcliff Lake over to Basking Ridge. I just signed off on their Zoom meeting, but yeah, so we've had a lot of changes in the mortgage world recently, guys. You know, we saw mortgage rates hit absolute record lows. We've never seen anything at those 2.5 levels for a 30-year fix, at the 1.9, 1.8 level for a 50. Unfortunately, that came and went. It, you know, for good reason. Almost in unison as the rates, as the cases for the virus have dropped, mortgage rates have increased. And normally, what is bad news for the economy is good news for interest rates. That's why we saw rates hit record lows, because so many markets and economies were shut down in various states. But now we're seeing interest rates increase, because if you look at a map of, you know, January 8th, the virus cases were at their all-time high, and now they've come down quite a bit. That's going to allow economies to open up, the economy to open up, and that will be good for the economy, but bad for interest rates. So please, if you had someone get pre-approved in December or January, they're going to have a much different payment if they're not under contract or locked in right now. So that you should definitely revisit it with us or with their lender and make sure they're okay with that payment before they move forward, because it will be a different story than what rates were like in December or January, to the tune of 3/8 to 0.5% across the board.
All right, thank you, Shane.
All right.
All right, we're going to hear from our ALC. You know, a lot of they're the ones who kind of wanted this state of the company sales rally, so I want you to hear from them today. So here's your 2021 ALC. They've been working hard. We've already met with this committee several times. They're putting in a lot of work. I know they're reaching out to you guys, so respond to them when they send you an email or a text message. But let's see who's up first. So Marjorie, are you here? She said she might not be able to make the call. If not, I have a video ready to go. So Marjorie's headed our productivity committee. So let me just hit play here.
Hey everyone, this is Marjorie Brown, and I'm happy to tell you that I'll be chairing the Productivity Committee for the ALC for the upcoming 2021 year. And I'm reaching out to invite all of you to consider joining me. So we have so many great ideas for productivity. Some of them revolve around increasing gross commission income if you so desire. For others, it may be increasing the units that you put in your pipeline. And for others, enhanced productivity may simply mean, hey, how do I do what I do with less stress, possibly in less time? Or maybe how do I even balance, now that I'm working from home, my children are home, how do I still do lead generation? How do I increase productivity, for myself and for my family at the end of the day, right? So join me and some others who will be serving with me on the Productivity Committee. We look forward to meeting you and sharing all the ideas that we do have in store. All right, see you soon. Bye.
All right. Financial Committee. I see Roxanne was on the call. Roxanne, do you want to kind of talk about the Finance Committee?
Sure. Marjorie and I are both on the Financial Committee. We would love to see whoever's interested tomorrow at our Financial Committee meeting. It's 10 o'clock tomorrow. We would love to have everybody help us grow the company's profit and come up with ways that we could work 2021 to be the most successful year.
Thanks, Roxanne.
You're welcome.
Growth Committee. We just had a meeting yesterday. Cheryl, were you the one that was going to speak?
Yes. Got me?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 3 things planned right now. For March, we're going to be creating a Lucky to Be in Business with You note card that we can send out to our co-brokers that we've done a deal with this past year. You could put a lottery ticket in there or do whatever you want, but it's just a way to kind of inspire additional conversation with other agents from outside the office. The next thing for April, we're going to have a growing growth green sheet competition. Do you have that slide by any chance, Ryan, to show where on the?
No, we'll show that when we send out the competition.
Okay, so for those of you that aren't aware, on the bottom of the green sheet, I believe it's probably the next last page, there's a little paragraph where you can talk about the other agent that you did a deal with and what positive experience you had working with that agent. For example, if you said Cheryl Mataluna was great at handling her client or resolving the inspection issues and keeping the deal together, we can pass that information off to Ryan. And then when she makes a phone call to those other agents, it's a good way to begin a conversation. So look for an email coming out about that. And on April 28th at 7 p.m., we're going to have a Wine with a Panel Zoom call. And that's where you can come to a Zoom call with your favorite cocktail and listen to a panel of producers who are between $5 and $10 million. And they will talk about the way that they have grown their business and also maybe the pitfalls that they came across the way and how they overcame them. So lots of good information coming for the Growth Committee in March and April.
Awesome. Thank you, Cheryl. Culture Committee, Lauren Molinaro and Sherry Pollack.
I'm here.
Hey, Lauren.
Can you? Hey, you can hear me. Okay, great. So hey guys, for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Lauren Molinaro. Seems like I'm new to the office, but it's like almost a year, I think. So Sherry and I are running the Culture Committee. Culture is something I'm super passionate about. One of the reasons that I joined Keller Williams to begin with. We have a couple things in store. We've had a few meetings, and the big thing that we're working on is Red Day. And you guys are probably more familiar with Red Day than even I am, but it is Thursday, May 13th this year, and we have linked up with a really amazing local organization called Feeding Hands that we are going to be helping out with. They do incredibly amazing work. Michelle Klug actually is the one that has the relationship with and has linked us up. And we're going to be hopefully raising a lot of money and getting supplies for them. They service Somerset County specifically. And as you know, for Red Day, the goal is to give back to the people that we serve, and that's our primary area. So we're really excited. We had planned to meet this past week, but the snow threw us off. So look for some correspondence regarding our next meeting coming up shortly, okay, from me or Sherry. The other thing that we're really, we haven't gotten jump started on yet because our focus has been on Red Day, but we are sort of generating ideas and, in the think tank about ways to really keep our culture at Keller Williams in the office amazing. Despite the fact that we're kind of disjointed right now, everybody kind of being out of the office or with the quarantine. So we would love to have anybody join us, anybody that's passionate about making this place, or actually keeping this place a wonderful place to be, and just making the world better. So look for correspondence, come out and join us, and have a freaking awesome Thursday.
Thank you, Lauren. I love her energy. All right, social committee, Jill.
Yeah, so that was a great intro with Lauren. She kind of touched exactly on what I was going to start talking about. 2020 and even the beginning of 2021 has been really challenging for a lot of agents, including myself. And, I think what a lot of people have said just nationally is that they don't really feel as much of a sense of community with their brokerage. And that's something we don't want to happen at Keller Williams at our location. We want to kind of bring that unity back. So I definitely think there's some different overlays with the culture committee because, we're kind of looking to do the same thing. We do have, of course, the struggle that right now with the pandemic, we need to be mindful of the restrictions. So what can we do where we're engaging people and people feel a part of the community, and we're doing things virtually, we're doing things in person safely, but we really have a big task at hand for 2021. So we already had a committee meeting this week, which was great. We're looking for even more members to help us plan. We need your minds. We need to figure out what can we do to engage people. We already have some exciting things planned. Don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but it does involve drinking, St. Patty's Day, and prizes. So we are going to be doing monthly meetings. If anyone's interested in joining us, reach out to Sherry or myself.
Awesome. Thanks, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Education committee. Who wants to speak for there, Elise?
Yeah, sure. So we have some really exciting things coming up with education. Just this morning, I got confirmation the end of March 31st, we're going to have Dave Centrelli, who's the tax assessor for Basking Ridge, come in. We did this, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, quite a while ago, but it was really, really fantastic. Everyone, you can ask your questions about how they come up with the town assessments. He'll talk a little bit about the changing market, what's going on right now. So we're really excited about that. We have some of the other things we talked about were a new construction workshop, bringing in some vendors, maybe starting up a lunch and learn again. So maybe having Lauren had a great contractor who has some really new technology with chimney inspection. So things like that, we really want to get on the table and kind of bring that information that everyone wants to know. And then last of all, in April, we'd really like to start up attorney roundtable again. So we've done that in the past and everyone loves it. And especially right now, there's tons of questions from the attorney perspective that everyone has with all the multiple bids. And so we're really excited about it. So we've had a couple of meetings. We're planning a meeting. Jenny, are you there? I'm trying to remember the date. It's next week, I think.
I am here. So it is this Tuesday, March 2nd at 12 p.m.
Okay, so we'll send out an email about that, but we'd love to have you on the committee. We'd love to have your thoughts about, what kind of education that you would like.
Thanks, Elise.
And just so you guys know, I'm working on some other speakers that we're making available to the ALCs, but I'm going to offer it up to my market centers as well. That include, Cody Gibson, Linda McKissick, people like that. The ALC said they really want to see more of those energetic, exciting, motivational speakers. So we're working on some dates right now as we speak for those people. Also doing things like wealth building workshops with people like Bo McKitty and Kimber McKitty next month. If you know Bo and Kimber, they own multiple markets, so there's big business, great real estate people, very smart. So those are awesome things we have coming up the next few months that we'll make sure we get out to you so you can plug into those trainings.
Awesome. A lot of things to look forward to. All right, technology committee, Courtney.
Hi, everybody. So our big thing that we're trying to accomplish this year is to create better systems and easier access for agents for things that they might be looking for, whether it's a postcard that they don't have the ability to do, or a listing presentation. So we need some input from everybody out there to, what is it that you don't know how to do that you'd like to be able to go down a menu and pick and say, okay, I need somebody to help me with this. So that's one part of it. And the other part of it is making the website a little bit better and easier to use with the right tabs in the right places, so it's easy access no matter what we might need.
Awesome. Thank you. Marketing committee.
Okay, so we have our first meeting tomorrow, tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So we would love to see you there. Really interesting, actually, on this. We're kind of talking about today how we need to get that word out there about what our company's doing as compared to the other companies in the area. So really hoping a lot of people can join us tomorrow at 11 and we can get started.
We want you guys, we want you to come. So 11 a.m. townsquarezoom.com. All right, Equity and Inclusion Committee. So they've created a video. I'm going to play that really quick, and then we'll go from there.
Hello, KW Town Square. Hussein Aziz here, or better known as Goose to some of you. I'm speaking to you today as a member of the ALC Social Equity and Inclusion Committee. We need your feedback and we need your voice. We'd like to open the floor to some conversations about our office. But first, we figured we'd start this off with Gary himself to start off our hard conversations. So here goes a small clip from this week's family reunion we'd like to start it off with.
I listen to you talk. My mind goes to, we have a fundamental issue, and that is, it's called racism and discriminatory practice. That's what I believe. And I think that what compounds that problem is that the majority, and I could be wrong, but it seems to me the majority of people are not racist, but they're not active anti-racist. And what I believe that we have two issues. I think number one is racism itself. And then I think number two, and I think this could even be bigger than number one, and that is for those men and women that are not racist, that they understand that there is a vast difference between being not racist and actively being anti-racist.
My vision is that everyone feels like I feel about Keller Williams. Everyone feels like this is the best company to work for. And how do we do that? It does start at the top. And so we do need the buy-in of the regional directors and the OPs and the team leaders to understand that diversity is a good thing. It is a great thing, not just for the people, but also for your business model, also for your structure. So what I would hope that they would go away with today is thinking, what can I do in a leadership role to make sure my office is inclusive, to make sure that everyone in my office feels welcome, and that we're intentional about being inclusive and intentional about making sure that these opportunities are available to everyone.
Okay, so I know that wasn't easy to hear, and I'm sure that made quite a few of you uncomfortable, but we have to realize we have to ask the hard questions in order to move forward. So we're asking you to join us on our next ALC meeting to come with ideas on how we can actually change things. So we're looking to you and looking for all suggestions. I understand we open this up to everyone, no matter race, creed, color, preference, or anything like that. This is open to everyone, and we encourage you. Your voice is needed. Thank you.
If I could chime in here real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Some folks don't think that this is a real issue, and everyone feels a little bit differently about it. I'm going to post a video in the chat box. I'm going to encourage everyone to take a look at that. This is a video that Newsday did on a sting in Long Island. Keller Williams was in it. We had a bunch of agents that were videoed in it, as were Element and many other companies. And you'll actually see some of the live video of agents in the way they're talking about some of these communities. So from this, there was state Senate hearings in New York State, and they're enacting 17 new pieces of legislation on fair housing. So these things are things that we are still dealing with. So again, take a look at that link when you get a chance. It's a sobering video of what's really happened out there. So the goal here is to educate and improve.
Yep, so please look for communication from Courtney or Cheryl about when we have that next meeting. We would love a lot of participation on this. All right, let's hear from one of our mortgage partners, Movement Mortgage.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning. So two things I just want to touch on that I think are really important. One of them is the interest rates, right? I think we all noticed this past week and a half how volatile interest rates can be, how easily they can move up 3/8 to a half a point in a week and a half's time frame, right? So how critical is that to a home buyer right now, or somebody who's looking to refinance, right? So I think we have to bring some education to them and awareness that even though the Federal Reserve wants to keep interest rates down, they don't have full control of the bond market. And interest rates are tied to the mortgage bond market. So even though they're spending $40 billion a month to keep these rates low, there's still another $250 billion that's traded daily that is basically an open market trade. So that can raise interest rates. And that's what we saw this past week and a half. The second part is, obviously, you're gonna have a boom in buyers again, right? That you're experiencing, and they're making offers. How do we help them with, getting their offer accepted and recognizing that this interest rate increase affects, their situation, right? So in a matter of, let's not wait, let's give the best offer the first time that we go, to present an offer. Let's try to give the best offer possible. And I think this is where Maria and I come in and say, how do we help you as a partner? And the way we do that is we have an analysis for that home buyer where we sit there and we show them, look, here is the cost of waiting analysis. Here is your interest rate a month ago was 2.687. Your interest rate could be 3 1/8, 3 1/4, 3 3/8, maybe 6 months from now. Maybe a year from now, it might be 3.5. I did an analysis for a situation on a $550,000 property, and I assumed that the appreciation rate was 4.76. Okay, and I assumed that the rate went from 2.687 to 3 1/8. That client, that borrower, ended up costing him $37,000 waiting to make it to basically move forward and buy a house within another 6 months to a year. Now, we know that the average appreciation rate wasn't 4.7 last year, right? What was it? Probably about 7 to 10%, maybe some areas even higher, but I did it conservatively. So when I sit down and I have a conversation with one of your buyers about, look, let's make sure your offer, the first offer that you're going to do, is a solid one. Let me explain to you why that makes sense. Going up $10,000, going up $15,000, maybe even going up $20,000 is going to be still a much better investment for you than you holding off and trying to, negotiate a couple of thousand and lose the opportunity of buying. Because in the long run, in 2 years, this same house, you could have lost $68,000 if the rate would have went up to 3.375. So these are tools that I think are serious conversations that we have to have with buyers today, because we know how competitive it's going to be. And we want to use everything in our corner to help you guys get them to move forward with the right offer. Okay, so if there's anybody that you think you need help with, please reach out to us. We'll do an analysis for them. We'll show them why it's, this is critical to review. Okay, I think Maria just wanted to share something though.
Just real quick, welcome new agents, 50, that's a lot of agents. So welcome. Alex and I are always here weekends and nights for you if you need us. And on the new agent subject, we're doing a lot of Facebook social media classes with Christina Crowley. So if you have not seen those classes, I always send out, and feel free to reach out to me. If you have missed any, I can send you the link. We're doing a series now on just basics, how to use it, how to get your business page out there. You got to get yourself out there. This is a social media world, especially with the pandemic. And then we're going to have some new classes coming up from our Agent Marketing Academy. And also, me and Alex are also available, which I'm doing with agents, Zoom calls at night with your buyers, all types of topics. A lot of buyers don't know that you can put 3% down. They think it's 20. So I'm doing these and I'm posting them on social media to even try to help you get buyers. So if you're interested in evening classes, that would be great. Alex and I would love to help you with that. And also the Social Cultural Committee, Alex and I would absolutely love to partner up with you. If you guys need any help on an event or something, just keep us in mind. We are here to support you as well. So thank you. And you guys have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, I know we're running a few minutes long and I'm sorry, but a lot of information to get through today. So, okay, so we have the numbers next. Luke, I know you said you kind of had some schedule conflicts. Do you want to go now? So let's hear from Luke Tyler from Title. You're muted. Quote of 2021 now.
Yeah, so I'll be super quick because I know we're behind. One thing you want to do as listing agents, and I repetitively said this every time, ask your seller's attorney or your seller for their owner's policy. What that does, it makes us search only to where the last time it sold, rather than doing a 60-year search. So you always want to get the owner's policy. You want to get that for your listings and for any buyers too. So you can close on time for all those rates. So you don't have to have rate lock extensions. That's all I'm going to tell you today. Just get the title owner's policy when you're selling. That's all I'm going to say for today, because I know that it's been running along a lot. But also, I just want to give a shout out to Michelle Klug. She got me a plumber this morning at 7 when our basement flooded. And another shout out to Courtney Orlando, who's been sending us all of her business. Hopefully you guys can start sending us business as well. And Bold is on its way. We'll be giving updates on that. Michael and I will be having meetings. Love to all of you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You'll be seeing my face a lot. Can't wait to see you in person. All right. Have a sick, great day. Make it the best. The weather's awesome. People are going to be listing. I think it's going to be coming out now. The snow's melting. Let's go. I love you guys. I want to be a part of this, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into some numbers real quick. Our rock the rebound numbers. Michael, do you want to do that or do you want me to go through it? I'll go through it. Okay. So listings taken units were kind of flat with the MLS. They're ahead of us a little bit by 1%. Listings taken volume. By the way, this is the last 12 months versus the previous 12 months, year over year, okay? Garden State MLS is down by 0.1%. KWTSR, you're down by 2.74%. So listings taken volume, Garden State MLS is outperforming us a little bit by 2.84%. Not that bad, kind of flat, right? Let's talk about closed units list side though. You guys are doing an awesome job here. Garden State's up by 4.7. We're up by 12.96, which means KWTSR, you are outperforming the market by 8.25%. Congratulations. Closed volume list side. Garden State MLS has you a little bit here, only by 2% though, kind of flat. Here's where you guys are shining with the buyers. Closed units sell side. Garden State's up 4%, KWTSR 22.7%. That means you are outperforming the market by 18% on units on the buy side. Closed volume sell side, GSMLS is up by 18%. You're up by 37.3%. Again, 19% outperformance of the market right there. Where do we stand as a company? Let's talk market share. You are still #1 in Basking Ridge, and that gap gets bigger and bigger every month. If you go back to some of the slides from the previous months, you'll see we keep widening that gap. #1 in Bernardsville, just check that out though. So I'm going to say later how we need listings, but I think we're okay here with the listings in Bernardsville. I think we're missing an opportunity with buyers a little bit though, right? We need more buyers in Bernardsville. Bridgewater, #1. That's another one of those gaps. If we even look back to the summer where it was neck and neck, we are just increasing that gap in Bridgewater. So congratulations. Somerset County, we have almost 7% of the entire market share in Somerset County. Again, huge gap. And the entire Garden State MLS, we are #7. And I always like to point out, I know we say this and sound like a broken record, but out of the top 10, how many are Keller Williams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60% of the offices in the top 10 are Keller Williams, right? Numbers don't lie. So long story short, with all the numbers, we know we need listings. We know inventory is the challenging part of our market. So let's gamify it. Let's have some fun, right? March Madness competition. We want to have a listing competition. Here's how we're going to run it. I'm going to go over it pretty quickly. I'm going to send out a detailed email, don't worry. But we're going to have 3 different brackets, right? Because I'm not going to have new agents compete with my mega team. It's all right. So 0 to half capper is one bracket, half capper to capper, and capper plus. You're going to earn points by attending classes, attending script and role play, sending a 411 to your team leader or coach. By the way, the script and role play, which is usually just for agents and productivity coaching, is now opened up to everybody so that you can check it out and get better, right? 10,000 hours to mastery. 2 points for going on a listing appointment, assigned price reduction, adding contacts to command and calling people in that database. And then 3 points for getting that signed listing agreement, closings, sending your listing presentation to your team leader or coach, and doing a full concierge list. The points will get you in for drawings. The drawings, we're giving away t-shirts, AirPods, DoorDash gift cards. And then for the winner of each bracket, what we're going to be giving away is marketing dollars. So $500 to the Capper Plus, $200 to the half capper to capper, and $100 to capper. So let's make some money, let's get some listings and increase those gaps in our market. All right, recognition. Congratulations to all of our Circle of Excellence winners. We're so proud to be in business with all of you. You know, I was interviewing an agent yesterday, and there's no platinum level agents in her office, which I'm not even going to name what the office is, but I mean, I'm pretty proud to be in business that we have 4 platinum level agents here. And I see this chart get bigger every year. I can't wait to see who makes it next year. Congratulations to Ray Connolly. He capped in January. For my new agents, what does capping mean? It means you now earn 100% of your commission. That's pretty exciting. So congratulations to Ray Connolly. Growth partners. This is everybody who has sponsored an agent to the Market Center in the month of January. So thank you to Debbie, Sally, and Teresa Jimenez. Agent of the month. Congratulations to Adrienne Francis. She topped it in, you know, closed units, closed volumes for individual agents, GCI. So awesome job. She had a huge January. Super proud to be in business with you. I can't see if you're on the call or not, but congratulations. And that parking spot for when you visit is yours. Ryan, do you want to go through the honorable mentions for Rising Stars?
Absolutely. So we have an honorable mention to Maria Moreno, who through doing the activities and coaching has really tapped into her database and sphere and has started generating leads and business coming from her referral network now. So, which is a great job for doing the activities and starting to generate those clients and business out of that. So great job to Maria. And our rising star of the month is Patricio Santos Encalada. He took his first listing this month and is currently under contract and scheduled to close, I believe, next month. So great job to Patricio, way to go. All those.
Wasn't that listing an expired, Ryan?
Yes, he is. That was the other, thank you for pointing that out. This listing that he has under contract was previously expired. He took it upon himself to get that listing and again is now under contract and scheduled to close coming up.
Expired listing to multiple offers. Awesome job, Patricio.
Yep, great job.
Bucket fills. So this is always my favorite part of the sales rally. We usually do it in the beginning. It's kind of dry. I feel like you guys aren't warmed up yet. I'm hoping you're warmed up now or had enough of hearing me and Michael and everybody else talk. So maybe you give me 3 bucket fills to make my day so we can move on. Any takers?
I guess it doesn't matter whether it's at the end or the beginning, right? We were doing a test today.
I'll say, what's a bucket fill? What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is.
This is thanking someone for either helping you in your business or, you know, someone who just did something nice for you. You want to fill their bucket. You want to compliment somebody. And I think Lisa was going to start.
I'm going to go. I'll say thank you, Ryan, for helping us go through interviews and all that and help us with getting a new hire for our team. We're super excited. And also thank you to Mary Ellen, who stepped in and helped us out with several home inspections and things of that nature when we just couldn't be everywhere at once. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Anyone else? I just want to say thank you to the entire leadership team for putting this whole sales rally together. We work really well together. Everybody works hard for you. It's more than 9 to 5 for us. We really care about all of our agents here and what we do. So thank you. It's a blessing for me to come to work every day, and it's a blessing for me to come to work every day with all 200 of you. I love all of our agents, so let's keep going forward. And Lauren, you were going to go next. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got one. I want to thank Debbie because I'm a mess with paperwork, and she has helped me so much get organized and remind me that it's important for me to get a paycheck. So Debbie, thank you for helping me organize all of my paperwork and making sure.
Awesome.
And I have a bucket full for Sally. Sally, you are the best. I'm always calling her and texting her just for advice and any kind of listing questions that I have. And she always helps me out and goes the extra mile for me. So thank you.
Awesome.
I also want to thank Sally. She had been there every time I call, very fast to respond, and really have been very good advising me, and I appreciate her.
Oh, Sally's rocking and rolling.
I'd like to give a shout out to the ALC. I know that you're taking the time out of your day and your weeks to make sure that our market center is always a consistently better place to work. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart to make it better for everyone.
Thank you. See, this is better at the end. Anybody else? All right, we'll move on. I know we're going over. We're almost there. Happy birthday to all of the March birthdays coming up. I'm pretty excited for those. If anybody wants to bring in cake, we don't oppose that. Happy anniversary. Michelle Reedy, are you on the call? 13 years. Congratulations. I just want to point out the 12 years, Susan Fazio, Mary Jane, Michelle Klug, Lori Scapper, Jesse. These are some of our originals here, guys. Congratulations, 10 years to Elaine Edge, 6 years, Ann Schmalz again, 3 years to Dan Beam, Christina Burke, Jean Underko, Jerry Perez. Where did 3 years go? I feel like you haven't been here 3 years yet. Angela Salisbury, 2 years, Valerie Reese, and Sally Smith, 2 years. So congratulations, happy anniversary. We're very excited to be working with you guys. Almost done. Save the dates, very important. The office is getting professionally cleaned this Saturday after 4 p.m. So if you have to come in, kind of be done by 4, that would be great. If you have an office here and you want it cleaned, just leave it unlocked, please. March 1st, social media and the law, CE credits class. Look for an email from me today so you can register for that. March 3rd, Gary's vision speech recap in a little bit more detail. So if you didn't catch it on Family Reunion or you missed some of the details and some of those extra slides, he's doing it again March 3rd on KW Connect. Don't worry, we're going to send out plenty of reminders for it. March 8th, Ignite Series restarts with Bill Chevalier. He's going to be teaching all the sessions. March 10th, the Auto Spring Market Workshop. I know a lot of you like it. You have to register. It's outside of KW, but I want to just remind you because I know a lot of you like to go to that. March 11th, our Command Consulting with Nick Baldwin. That is extra coaching we get to you guys. March 18th is the other Auto Market Workshop. Mark your calendars for another fun spring sales rally, March 25th, and March 31st is Dave Centrelli, the Berners Township Assessor at 10 a.m. Okay, so there's that, and then look for in the Friday email, your March training calendar will be out to you. That's it. That's all I got today. Thank you. We went 15 minutes over. I'm sorry, but thanks for staying with us.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you. Have a great day,
Thanks,
everybody.
Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, folks.